Right. This is being recorded midway through, but this is the introduction segment. Hi. If you're seeing this, this is Zoe's Internet Diary 2. You might be wondering, why did it start with 2? Isn't there supposed to be 1 before 2? And there was. But I kind of had a bit of a mental breakdown in the first one, pretty heavy, and there's no way in hell I'm uploading that anywhere. So we're doing 2, 1, and if you want to go see 1, I got a website, and you can go watch me crash out there. But there's no way in hell I'm putting that out anywhere. That can't be good for optics. But hi, I'm Zoe. This is the inner workings of my mind as I try to navigate the fact that I've lived my life desiring to create things, but I've made it to 20 years old without creating anything of value. So we're here talking about it, because how do you start creating something? You talk about creating something. I don't really know what I'm supposed to tell you about myself. I'd ask you what you want to know, but you can't talk to me. Maybe we'll do a Q&A. I mean, nobody's going to respond to it because this is the first video, but we'll hold off, and at some point we'll do a Q&A. And then you can learn all the things you want to learn. But I'll let you get on with the video, and I'll continue with the video from where it's at now. So I'm gonna pay off a bit that'll make sense later. Okay, we are back at it. Number 2. Well, my phone's saying it's on low battery. We're gonna put it on charge. This might take us 40 minutes. See, there you go. Okay. Good morning. It is January 3rd, 2026. This is Zoe's Internet Diary 2. I am sleeping in this outfit because of how cold it is. What do I do? How do I start? Welcome back. It's good that I'm being consistent enough with this to be able to make a second one and it be here and exist. Well, a little bit better presented. I actually brushed my hair and did a little bit of eyeliner before I sat down. So maybe we're doing better. Hopefully I won't cry on camera or do the whole first 15-minute segment. I think I'm gonna put a disclaimer. I'm gonna go back and put a disclaimer in the first one because it's a pretty miserable watch. I hope people who watched that enjoy themselves in some capacity. Does Grammarly have a dark mode? That's what I want to know. It's gonna be behind the pro version. I'm gonna have to pay 20 quid for it. They're gonna be like, we can set it to dark mode, but only if you pay us £55. Because I feel like that should come standard with everything. Edit settings. There's a colorblind mode. This is a stupid tangent. The Grammarly dark mode tangent. Grammarly dark mode. Charlie, send me a message. Okay, there's a Chrome extension. We're getting a Chrome extension instead, and then we'll have dark mode. Grammarly. Oh, now it's in dark mode. Now you can't see the bright light on my face. Okay, right. Back to it. The dark mode extension bit is over. Yeah. Once again, I'm here on my meds and not a moment sooner. I have spent a few days before this attempting unsuccessfully to bring the willpower in myself to sit down and do video diary 2, but I couldn't hack it. To be fair, New Year's, New Year, happy 2026. Happy 2026, guys. You, my unlabeled, unnamed person. I hope you're having a wonderful 2026 so far. I don't know when you're seeing this. Maybe it's 20. Maybe it's 20. Maybe it's even later. I hope whatever year you're in, I hope it's a good one. I hope all your business ventures are profitable and our AI overlords haven't taken over yet. But no, where was I? Yeah, New Year's was a bit rough, heavy one. You know, we had a big party. That was fun in this house. But after that, it took a bit of getting back into things. But I'm here and I'm sat down, and I'm glad I am sat down because I get to talk to you and tell you all the progress I've been making about creating things. I've been trying to create something more than a diary about creating things. I'll tell you what, since it's New Year, we're gonna have this. Guys, go ahead in the comments. We're not gonna have comments. Maybe we will. Maybe I will. I'm looking for a cavern, a place where she kissed is unmistakable. Oh, it's right here alone. Sweet. This is a late New Year's to myself and to you. Happy New Year. You can probably guess the sort of thing my New Year's resolution is. I'm not gonna say it because it's like bad luck and it's not gonna come true or something. But that's definitely wishes. But we're starting to think. Don't tell people your New Year's resolutions because you're not supposed to get praise for something that you haven't done yet. You're supposed to do it. Otherwise, you like get the gratification before you take the action. It's not good. So, but we're here. I hope it all goes well for you. I've been saying to people, this year's the year of serious business, which is the fictional company, non-company that we all operate under. But this is it. This is 2026 is the year of serious business. I'm going to get my head down, and I'm going to create something worth creating that people are going to want to look at. But yeah, no. Still not sure how I feel about a lot of the, the situation that I have to be in to be able to create anything at all. But we're making progress. Still haven't seen anybody. I'm trying to see somebody. Thought I might try and expedite getting some meds of some kind to try out as opposed to doing acid. But until then, we rock what we got. You gotta make the most with what you have available. It's crazy how much of a twisted, foggy veil the days between. I have a clip of me trying to record this a day before when I was off. Maybe it was a day, maybe I was on them, but either way, I had a day where I sat down and I really wasn't feeling it, and I might put that up at some point so you can see the sort of difference between Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But they don't do any of the evil stuff. They just sit down and talk to a camera. Either way, it's scary how there's a sort of like a fog, a veil that like covers my life most of the time, and how I also have the ability to temporarily relieve and lift this veil to be able to sit down and do the things I want to do in life. And I find myself when I'm now, after being aware of this being the way that things are, I find myself trying, when the fog descends, to like do the best I can for me on the other end, me now. And I'm like, oh, I'll work on my website. I need to try and provide something for what I want in life. And then it's slow and it's kind of painful because it's a little bit like, it's like walking through a glass, like jumping through glass windows. I said to, I was talking to my mum when I was back with my parents about all of this, about the acid, about the wanting to create stuff, about the feeling better about it all, and understanding what I want from my life. And I said to her, I was trying to explain to her the difference between what it feels like when I'm capable, when I'm doing things, when I'm, microdosing, when I'm on it, and when I'm off it. And I was like, it kind of feels like being wet. It's like you're still fully aware of everything you want to do, and you still know, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, this is what I want from my life. But you're like wet while you're doing it. Like you've just came in from the rain, and it's like you've just came in from the rain and now you got to film a video, and you're like, you can do it, but if you're like soaking wet and you're like, oh, I'm soaking wet. Or you just came in from the rain and you got to work on a website or write a script, and you're like, oh man, I got to write the script, but I'm fucking soaking wet. I really want to fix this first. And when you're wet all the time, I imagine it's not so bad, because you can just, you're like, oh, I'm wet. This is miserable. I hate this, but I've always been wet, so this is just how it is. But being able to get dry is like, oh, I'm wet. I should get dry first. And that's where we're at. We're trying to find a way to stay dry and be able to sit down and talk about things and create stuff and be happy and, comfortable doing it all. It's a lot. At some point, I'm going to write something. I'm going to compile my thoughts about it all. Because I think it's a suitable alternative therapy, which is such a hippie shit thing to say. It's like, oh man, if everybody did acid, the world would be a better place. I don't think that. I think, it all has its effects on people, but I think in the right environment, there's a lot to this. And I don't know. I hope the world can get a little closer to it, because I could see myself spending the rest of my days miserably content with how I felt with the fog, and just being like, yeah, this is just how everybody lives their life. This sort of descended fog that is telling me to just, oh yeah, it's hard, because you talk to people, they're like, yeah, sometimes it's hard to do this, sometimes it's hard to do that. It's like, but you just got to do it. And it almost convinces you that nothing's wrong. It's like, oh, well, if everybody feels this way, then maybe I'm just I just need to get over myself. But when it physically stings to get up in the morning because the cold is just too much to handle all the time, it's like maybe there's something more to it than it just being something that you need to power through. But no, you could have convinced me, had I not had all these experiences, that it was all just the way that it was, and everybody felt this way, and that's why people work miserable jobs, and that's why everybody suffers the ilk of the world, is because it's all hard and difficult and awful. And I'll be the first to say the system isn't flawless, and people work miserable jobs for definite, and they definitely don't get paid enough money for it. But regardless of that, the torturous fog that descends was something else entirely, whether or not I was working at McDonald's or sweeping floors at the local wherever. Some people can just get up in the morning and then they're up and they're out and doing things. But yeah, it's weird, and I'll sit down and talk about the specifics of how I feel later. But for now, let's get on to the news. I don't have any A4 paper. Let's get on to the news. I've been working on my website since I last talked to you. I thought it'd be nice to have somewhere to put it all up. And I have a server in my wardrobe, so I have somewhere to host it, which is cool. So I'm excited with all that. That's going to be fun. Just checking if my audio is actually recording. I'd kick myself if it wasn't. Yeah. You'll probably have maybe if Web3 hasn't consumed everybody's souls, you might be watching this on my website now. Hopefully it's looking better than it is as of recording this, because it's pretty shit. But yeah, I'm quite excited for things. I thought about when I can finish my main page of my website and get it all set out, maybe doing a separate set of web pages for a web series I want to continue called Cold Wire. Maybe it'll be something else, but I want to make a web series. I have a web series currently called Cold Wire that I made it for my Instagram story, actually. I went home and I didn't have anything to do, so I probed my close friends and I was like, what do you guys... I normally do a creative project on my Instagram story every time I go home because it's fun. That's what the Kinner sign, which is also on my website, is. If you've seen that, that was 2025. But this one was Cold Wire. It's like an interactive story where everybody would vote on what was happening and then the character would do things. And we went through that and we had a whole segment, and then I stopped because I came back to uni and the weight of the world crushed me from my shoulders and I could no longer keep up with Cold Wire. But now I'm realizing I can do that. So I was thinking maybe getting something together, putting it out. I thought maybe I could have a web interactive bit, do some interactive media, so people go to my website and they can interact with the story. Then I make fun reels or something in Premiere Pro, and then I throw them up on the platforms, all of them, and people could look at them and be like, oh, that's cool, and then they go, they interact, and then we all have a fun little thing, and it'll satisfy my urge to write something. I've always been somebody who wants to I got a story to tell and it's not my own, because my story's quite generic and whatever. But that'll be really fun. And again, if I can keep up with this, I hope it'll be cool. Let's see how much I can commit. I also got these cool mics. I got the influencer mics. You guys are gonna love this. I got them cheap off eBay. There was some guy who did press interviews. He was telling me about it. He's like, oh. So he didn't give a shit and he sold them cheap. And now I have the ability to film outside, which I thought would be really nice. At some point I'll take you guys outside. I tried to do a get ready with me segment. We tried to Guam it earlier, but they didn't pick up on my phone, so it was just the phone camera, so I'll probably cut that bit out. But they're actually really fun to use. I was thinking about, I was toying with the idea that I could do like little interviews. Because, you know, before sitting down and doing this, I was like, oh, I have things I want to say, things I want to tell people, stuff I want to talk about, but I don't have a platform. I don't have anywhere to express my ideas and thoughts, because you need to like foster an audience and all that. And not everybody has the time to be an influencer when they're trying to, you know, financially keep their head above the ground while the world's collapsing around them. So I thought maybe part of what I do is I could go out as serious business and do interviews with people and just talk about whatever it is they want to tell the world. Because there's a lot of people out there with some good ideas that they've worked very hard on, and it's a shame that it takes so much out of a person to find the way to express them properly. Another idea. We're shooting ideas out because I need something to do. But yeah, lots of thoughts about writing. I thought about maybe doing video essays or just talking about stuff I like, which I'll probably do at some point because I like stuff and I want to talk about it. But other than that, is what it is. I might cut here real quick and do like a segment, because I'm realizing if I put this up on like YouTube or whatever, because the last one's not going up on YouTube, I have far too much of a mental breakdown. If people want to see that, if you're seeing this and this is the first one you're seeing, go on my website. I have like a mental breakdown in the last one. You can go see it there, but that is not going up anywhere else. But I might do an introduction segment just now, just to like introduce myself to the audience, because this is technically for the first one, but it is the second one. So we're gonna get like the clipboard going, and then we're gonna, so. Isn't that magical? It's like it never happened. You didn't see any of that. Welcome back. Still drinking out the New Year's bottle. I'm not sure what else there's to say, really. Things are going pretty all right. I'm hoping to continue creating stuff. We're actually coming up on 30 minutes, so it's only 10 minutes less than the 40 minutes I spent crashing out last time. And that was a long one. So we might cut it off while it makes sense to cut it off, as much as I'm enjoying talking to you. I'm going to do a little bit about, then I can record the disclaimer for the last video, being like, warning, this is shit. I'll tell you what, you can sit with me through it right now. Okay, what should I say? Right. This is Zoe. Zoe from Internet Diary 2 here. The second one's a lot more sane and a lot more chill. We didn't get the ring light, but I just wanted to tell you, disclaimer, it's a bit of a miserable watch. I think, I'm going off the top of my head, but 7 minutes in, I bawl my eyes out. Literally all of it before 7 minutes is kind of just me having a breakdown. So you can kind of skip to 7 minutes if you want to see me cry, or skip to like 8 or like 9 if you want to skip that bit. There's also like a long ass talk where I go on a tangent about poorly planned comics. So if you want to skip that, I don't know exactly, but it might be like 20 minutes, 25 minutes in. You'll know when it ends because the Santa bus comes and it distracts me, but that whole tangent is completely unnecessary. The video kind of starts after Santa arrives. So I'll let you get into it if you are a masochist or a sadist and either want to waste your own time or watch me bawl my eyes out on camera. But this is me on the 3rd. Happy New Year. And Video Diary 2 is much more upbeat. Peace out. Love you.
Am I going to work there much longer? No, I'm not going to work there. I'm a driver. I'm a winner. Things are going to change. I can feel it.